All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're taking the pulse of the entire cricketing world, and this is your essential briefing.
I mean, seriously, have you ever felt like you just can't keep up? There's so much cricket happening all the time. One minute, you're glued to a test match, the next a last ball T20 thriller, and oh, by the way, a whole new league just kicked off. It can feel kind of impossible to track it all. And it's not just the sheer amount of cricket, right? The stories themselves are incredible. We're talking about shocking comebacks on the world stage, huge player news that's shaking up the IPL, and yeah, even a little bit of off-field drama making headlines.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut right through all that noise and give you a clear, concise breakdown of everything you really need to know. Okay, first things first. Let's just take a second to appreciate the sheer scale of what's going on. The global game is absolutely buzzing right now. I mean, just look at this. At this very moment, you've got New Zealand touring Bangladesh, the Indian women's team is in South Africa, the IPL, and the PSL, two of the biggest T20 leagues, are running at the same time. Plus, the county championship is on in the UK, and we're even watching the future of the game with the women's under-19 series. It's just everywhere. What a time to be a fan, right?
So let's zoom in on one of those, a result that had everyone talking. We're heading over to Bangladesh for a match that was, well, a complete and utter roller coaster.
All right, so picture this. It's the first ODI. New Zealand bats first. They put up 248 on the board. A decent score, but definitely chaseable. And in response, Bangladesh looks like they're just cruising. They're totally in control, on their home turf, and heading for what seems like a pretty straightforward win.
And this is the key moment. Look at that score. 184 for 4. They only need 64 more runs to win. They've still got 6 wickets left in the shed and plenty of time to get them. You'd think it's a done deal, right? The home crowd is probably already getting ready to celebrate.
But then, it all went wrong. You know, that kind of collapse. The kind that, unfortunately, we've seen from them before. The pressure just mounts, one wicket falls, then another, and the entire feeling of the game just flips on its head.
And there it is, the final brutal score, 2-2-1 all out. They lost their last 6 wickets for just 37 runs. It is an unbelievable, absolutely stunning win for New Zealand, who basically snatched it from the jaws of defeat. So, the big question is, how on earth did that happen? Well, according to the analysis from Cricbuzz, it really came down to one word: adaptability. The pitch was slow, and New Zealand figured it out. They adjusted their plan, played with real clarity. But Bangladesh, they seemed caught, stuck between attacking and defending. And that indecision, that hesitation, is what ultimately cost them the game.
Okay, let's switch gears and head over to the biggest T20 show on the planet, the IPL. Because man, the news cycle there just never, ever stops.
And here's just a little taste of what's been going on. For Sunrisers Hyderabad fans, awesome news. Pat Cummins is on his way back. Over at Gujarat Titans, you have a life-changing moment for Connor Esterhuizen, who gets his very first IPL contract after an injury. Can you imagine getting that call? And then look at Mumbai Indians. Rohit Sharma goes down with an injury, which is awful, but his replacement, Quinton de Kock, comes in and smashes his 3rd IPL 100. It's just classic IPL, where one player's misfortune becomes another's golden opportunity.
But not all the action is happening on the field. Some of the biggest stories are actually happening beyond the boundary line, where the integrity of the game is being put to the test in a couple very different ways.
And this really shows you the two ends of the spectrum. On one side, you have a massive global issue. The ICC is launching a full-on investigation into some serious corruption allegations in Canada, with a World Cup match being looked at. I mean, that's huge. And then on the other side, at a much more local level, you have the Rajasthan Royals manager getting a fine just for using a mobile phone near the dugout. It's a great reminder that keeping the game clean is about everything, from the big international probes down to the small, everyday rules.
So with all this drama and action, what should you be looking out for next? Well, there's one match coming up that has a really cool story building around it.
Yep, you're going to want to circle this one on your calendar. It's not just any other league game. There's a fascinating narrative building around RCB at their home ground, the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
And here's why it's such a big deal. This is going to be RCB's 100th match at their home ground. And if they win, it'll be their 6th straight victory at home, something they haven't managed in over a decade. You can tell they're really trying to build this idea, this narrative of their home ground being an unbeatable fortress. And this match, it's a massive piece of that story.
So we've got these incredible collapses, we've got last-minute heroes in the IPL, we have teams chasing history. The cricket world is just packed with these amazing stories. Which kind of leaves you with a final thought, right? With so much happening every single day, what are the moments that truly stick with us? Which of these stories will we still be talking about at the end of the season? I guess that's the real test, isn't it?